Yes guys, what's going on? It's Ashton here.
Alright, brother. Gibraltar's coming for you.
And in today's video, I'm going to be talking to you guys about how you can win more ranked games and find ranked a lot easier than you currently find it now. If you do go on to enjoy the video, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for more regular Apex Legends gameplay. And without further ado, let's go right into the video. So guys, in today's ranked focus, we're going to be looking at how you can win more games in ranked. We've talked about playstyles and ways you can go about approaching fights and rotations, but we haven't talked about how you can actually win more games. And there is so many easy steps you guys can take to win way more games in ranked and just have a higher chance of winning more fights, winning more games, getting that RP that I know all of you guys really want. So we're just going to be talking about all of the different techniques and strategies you can use to maximize your chances of winning and getting that max RP. The first thing I want to mention that this is primarily for pre-made teams already, so this information is going to be useful to people who don't have pre-made teams, but it is going to be much more useful to people who do have pre-made 3-man teams. I'm going to have a whole different video for you guys who are solo queuing and duo queuing, of course. Don't worry, that's coming in the near future, but for now this video is primarily for you pre-made 3-stack teams, and watch to the end even if you don't have a pre-made 3-stack team, because there is going to be some useful information in here, but keep that in mind when listening to the rest of the video. So guys, first things first, you're going to want to decide your playstyle. What is the playstyle that suits you best as a squad? Now, in my opinion, there are 4 different playstyles you can adopt for ranked. There is the defensive playstyle, the offensive playstyle, the third-party playstyle, and the long-range playstyle. Now, they're all pretty self-explanatory, but the offensive playstyle is, of course, pushing fights, being on the offensive all the time, making sure you are the team to shoot first, engaging those teams, and making sure you are taking every fight you are seeing. The defensive playstyle is, of course, holding down the buildings. Of course, you see this a lot in scrims and professional Apex, where they want to play their life for as long as possible. You're likely to have a Caustic and Watson on this sort of defensive playstyle. You know, these defensive characters that can hold down a building really, really strong. Now, the third-party playstyle is exactly what it says on the tin. You and your team only look for fights that have already been going on for a while. You've seen in the kill feed that there are downs, and this is a very effective playstyle indeed. A lot of people love this playstyle, and a lot of people, when they're getting attacked by a third-party squad, they're not going to be happy. And of course, a lot of people have their own opinions about this playstyle, but it is a very effective one for ranked, and the main thing is that you are getting the maximum points. So if this is the playstyle you want to adopt, then do it. No one is stopping you. And the last playstyle I'm going to mention is the long range playstyle. This is, of course, people who like to run charge rifle, G7 scout. It's kind of like the defensive playstyle mixed in with a little bit of offensive, where you want to be shooting people and griefing to try and get those easy points to steal them, a little bit like a third party would, but from a longer distance. Now, these are all 4 of the playstyles that I can mention personally. These are the 4 playstyles that I see the most in ranked. Maybe there are 1 or 2 that I have missed out, so make sure to let me know in the comments below if you think I've missed one. But in my opinion, these are the 4 key main playstyles that you can adopt in ranked. Now, once you have decided which playstyle you want to adopt in ranked, then you need to decide where you want to land, and you need to land there every single game. There are way too many people who still think it's okay to change where they land every single game, and it just completely messes them up because they don't know where all the loot is. There's going to be a team there that lands there every single game who knows exactly where they're going and where they're going to loot, and they're just going to beat you every single time. So you need to decide based on how good you are, how confident you are going into fights, whether or not you want to contest the team for your preferred landing zone, or whether or not you want to land somewhere on the outskirts of the map or somewhere a little bit quieter and loot up. But wherever it is, you need to land there every single game, and you need to learn exactly where the loot is and exactly how much loot you're likely to get from this landing location. You basically just need to find somewhere you need to land and land there every single game, regardless of wherever the jump ship is. You will land there. That is that. Coming back to that playstyle, guys, we need to make sure we stick to that playstyle in the game. That means if you have a Caustic and a Gibraltar and a Watson, or a Wraith, Pathfinder, and I don't know, Mirage for example. I don't know why you'd play Mirage in ranked, but some weirdos do. Anyway, If you're running a offensive team, you need to make sure you are on the offensive. When there is a chance for you to push a team, you take that chance. You have picked out this loadout of legends and this playstyle. Now you need to go and take it and run with it in ranked. You can't just be ratting in buildings and in corners because you're not set up for that. That is not the strengths of your legends. Equally with a caustic team or a Watson team, you need to be defending an area or a location because that is your strength. That is how you're going to win more fights because these are the strengths of your legends. I want to emphasize this next bit a whole lot, and that is do not run away from fights. Now maybe if you're the last one alive on your team and you're half health, okay, run away and rat for the rest of the game, do whatever man, whatever you need to get that placement, but make sure you're not running away from fair fights because these are your opportunities to gain points. I see so many teams, they take a fight, someone takes a little bit of damage and they say, I don't like this, I don't want to take this fight, and they just completely run away. They either get shot in the back or they run into another team, and this is a disaster. If you're in a position where you have to take a fight, then just take it. Put everything into it, commit yourselves to the fight. Don't just run away every time you see people and you think, oh no, these are good players, we're going to get destroyed, because you might win the fight. If you play to your strengths of your legends like we talked about before, and you play to your playstyle that your legend loadout is offering, there's every chance you can win the fight. You just have to be smart and play to your strengths like I said. Do not run away from the fights because believe me, top players will smell fear, and if you're giving off fear from running away and not challenging them for an easy 3v3, then they're just going to completely snuff you out and kill you, believe me. Lastly, I just want to advise you to slow down and think about what you're doing in some tense situations. There have been so many situations recently where I've seen teams who are being pushed, scrambling around, not knowing what they're going to do. Some people run away, some people engage. It's a complete mess, and that is not what you want. You want to be on the same wavelength, on the same lines. Are you going to run away? Are you going to hold your position? Or are you going to fight? You need to know, everyone needs to be on the same wavelength, and you all need to be doing the same thing, because if one person gets picked off from your team, that's pretty much the end of it in ranked. You're very, very unlikely to win a ranked game as two people. Even one person, if you're a solo, you've pretty much got no chance. I mean, maybe you can get lucky in third party the last fight, but you've pretty much got no chance as a solo. So you've got to make sure as a team you are all alive, all on the same wavelength, all doing the same thing at once. If it takes slowing down and taking a moment to talk to your teammates, do it. There are so many people who just run around and scream and it's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. Just take your time, be slow, think about what you are doing, and believe me, you're going to come out a lot better for it. And believe it or not, that is the end of the video. That is all of my tips for how to win more ranked games. Now, a lot of you will be surprised at that. You'll think there is some magic secret to winning more ranked games, but it's not true. These very simple tips that I've given you guys, so many people ignore them, or when it comes to the in-game, they don't apply them properly and they lose games because of it. You have to apply the basics and do the basics well in order to win games in Apex Legends Ranked, and there are so many people who just are not doing this properly. They're completely throwing all logic and all planning out of the window when it comes to these ranked games, and they end up getting wiped, and they're wondering why they're stuck in Diamond 4, in Platinum 1. No. You've got to apply the basics well, and against the top players you've got to make sure you're doing this consistently every single game. So make sure you're doing this every single game, then you can start to apply some of the more advanced tips and tricks I'm going to be giving in later videos, guys, so make sure you stay tuned for those. But that is all for today's video. I hope you have enjoyed the more chatty approach I've given it in this episode. Make sure to let me know in the comments below what you think of that. But that is all for today's video. I hope you have enjoyed. Make sure to smash like and subscribe to the channel for more regular Apex Legends content. Until next time, guys, it's been your boy Ashton. I'll see you in the next one. Take it easy and goodbye.